there! Welcome to the Conservation Education Lab. Here in the lab, we bring students and teachers and members of the community to learn about how we're using science to save endangered species. Our scientists here at the San Diego Zoo work all over the world, in fact in more than 35 countries. They work on species ranging from birds like California condors all the way over to large mammals like polar bears and giant pandas. Here in the lab, we have the opportunity to show people hands-on, in a hands-on way, exactly how we use science to save those species. Sometimes our scientists are working out in the field, and sometimes they're in the lab, so we can do both of those methods with our students. All students have to learn science, but it makes sense for us that we want to teach science in the context of endangered species and conservation. When our students come here, instead of learning about things like the human body or geochemistry as it focuses only on rocks, we can actually teach them about endangered species and their habitats and their conservation history to learn those same exact principles. Every member of our team is a biologist. All of us decided to study biology because we are interested in studying life. Some of the members of our team are endocrinologists. Some of the members of our team are pathologists. Some of our team members are reproductive physiologists. Some of our team members are behavioral biologists. Some of the members of our team are field biologists. For California condors in the wild, we need to be able to monitor them after we release them, reintroduce them into the wild. One of the ways we do that is using radio telemetry. What I have here is a radio transmitter, and this will actually be attached to the bird through the wing, and this will emit a signal that allows us to track them if we have a feeling that they may be sick, or if they're maybe building a nest and are going to be laying an egg soon. We need to be able to find them, and this helps us to do that. We also place a large number on the wing of the bird with the radio transmitter so that we can actually be able to see the bird, see what number we're looking at with binoculars from a far distance. What we can do is we can hide this animal with its transmitter outside when our students come before they arrive, and the students will actually go out and use this radio antenna to find out exactly where this condor is. And in this exercise, they're learning how the scientists actually do it out in the wild with critically endangered animals, but in a controlled space here on our property. So what they can do is they'll go out and turn this on. They'll hear a beeping noise. That beeping noise is going to be loudest when they're pointing their receiver at the condor, and that's going to help them locate it within hundreds of feet, and it's a lot of fun. One of the most important things for us when we have visitors come to see us is to tell them exactly how they can help endangered species and their habitats. Some of the things that you can do to try to help conserve endangered species would be to cut down on pollution.
Have you ever wondered if actions that you take in your daily lives or in your own home has the ability to affect endangered species? In fact, it can. Around here, we learn a lot about different things that we do in our daily lives that affect endangered species. Things like recycling your cell phone can affect endangered gorillas and the virungas. There's a metal inside cell phones that comes only from this place. And by recycling our cell phones, we can help protect gorillas all the way over into Central Africa. What about in terms of trash? Have you ever wondered if small pieces of trash might affect endangered species? It actually does. In the case of the California condor, it's not big pieces of litter like shopping bags or old food containers that affect these animals. It's small pieces of trash like bottle caps, scrap metal, and shards of glass. So when you're thinking, does it matter if I put this little piece of trash in the garbage can or not? In terms of saving endangered species, it does.
Another conservation issue that we like to work with our students on is something called global amphibian decline. Global amphibian decline is a problem where we're losing frogs and toads and salamanders all over the world. Here in the lab, we like our students to use science to try to figure out exactly why frogs are sick and dying. How would you use science to figure out if a frog was sick? If you had to choose which disease would be the worst for amphibians, which would you think it is? The chytrid fungus, heart disease, HIV, or diabetes? So amphibians are having a lot of problems in the wild. Some of the things that they're facing would be habitat destruction, pollution, introduced predators, things like that. One of the things we're really concerned about is something called the chytrid fungus. This is a fungus that actually attacks the skin of amphibians, things like frogs, toads, and salamanders. It attacks their skin and hardens it so that they can't pass air and water across their skin like they normally would. Here in our laboratory, with our students, we can use science to figure out whether or not a frog has that chytrid fungus.